welcome to the Sunday celebration service at Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Carol Cross, and I am a licensed practitioner here at the center. And I am so glad to welcome you to this beautiful Sunday morning service. So we always start the service with a meditation. And I've been struggling with some things in my meditations this week. And what I know is if I have an issue, it always helps me to work it out in community. So I thought maybe I would bring this as a topic for us all to meditate on this morning. And this was sort of prompted by a thing I saw by Jordan Klemper, who is one of the hosts on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. And he played a clip of Joe Biden saying, today is a great day for America, it's a great day for Europe, it's a great day for world peace. And so Jordan said, wow, a great day for world peace. I really need that. So what's happened? Has the whole world decided that we're going to abandon all wars? Have we finally bought everyone on the earth a Coke? What's happened? And then they switched to a newscaster who was talking about the recent foreign aid bills that had passed and how much money was going to Ukraine and how much was going to Israel, how much was going to Taiwan, and showed all these pictures of the things that they were going to buy with this money. And after watching that, Jordan Klemper said, wow, world peace. Which one of those was world peace? The one with the tanks? And I find it hard as a person who is for peace to know what is right in these kinds of situations. Because I feel great, like, oh yes, we're supporting Ukraine. But I don't feel so great that we're supporting Ukraine by giving them things that will kill other people. And yet, is that sometimes necessary? You look at World War II. Was that the moral thing for America to get in that war? It seems to me that it was. But it's tough. It's tough as people who want to be a stand for peace to navigate these things. I see the same thing in the college campuses with the protests for Gaza. And we believe we can be for something and against nothing. So, I can say, yes, I am for aid to Gaza and peace in Gaza and support for Gaza. But people tend to think that that means that we're against Israel. So what I know is that for me to be a stand for peace, I need to be peace. So, and since we're all connected, I figure if I'm struggling with this, some of you are as well. So I think I'd just like to invite everybody to take a couple of deep breaths. Close your eyes. And let's see if we can find some peace in our heart in this month when we're supposed to be celebrating gentleness, but the news doesn't seem very gentle, about how we can come to terms with a peaceful way for both these dichotomies. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Um, so come back into your bodies, back into your rooms. And I don't know about everybody else, but I'm feeling so much calmer, so much more grounded. So thank you all for your participating in this. You know, I realize what is mine to do is just to love. So I can love the Ukrainians and I can love the Russians. I can love the people in Gaza and I can love the people in Israel. And I can love the pro-Palestinian protesters and I can love the Palestinian protesters. That's my job. And my other job is just to have faith that it's in God's hands and it's unfolding perfectly from his divine viewpoint, or her point of view, their point of view. So all I have to do is keep the faith and keep on loving. And that is my job to do. So I hope you had some similar ideas about how to come to peace with this kinds of issues. So our main event starts at 10:15. So take a little break and we will see you back there here then. Thanks. Bye.
let the Spirit move me. Gonna shower you with love. It's so good to be together in this place. It's so good to be together with you in this place. It's so good to be together with a smile on my face. Gonna let the Spirit move me. Gonna shower you with love. It's so good to be together in this place. It's so good to be together in this place.
Good morning, everyone. I thought I got the sign, then I wasn't sure I got the sign. No, I think I got the sign again. So anyway, good morning, everyone. Thank you all so very much for joining us this morning at the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. It is so nice to have you here in the room, and also so very nice that you've invited us into your homes this morning. I know you're out there. I can feel that energy, and I'm so very grateful that you have joined us. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dusty Ripplemeyer, and I have the honor and the privilege of being this community's spiritual director. And it is such a blessing. I'm so grateful for it. We are the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, and who we are is a spiritual community that honors all paths and promotes personal transformation as well as global transformation. We're a spiritual community that can support you as you strive to experience your own deep and wonderful sacred relationship with the divine. A spiritual community where you are respected and accepted for exactly being who you are. A space and place for inspiration, insight, and revelation, as well as loving support to be able to grow into and evolve into your highest and best self. You are welcome here no matter where you are on your spiritual path. We are part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living. And Centers for Spiritual Living is a global community of over 450 spiritual centers, special focus groups, and teaching chapters in 35 countries worldwide. Centers for Spiritual Living is a practical and positive philosophy, faith, and way of life that is dedicated to transforming lives by providing powerful spiritual principles and practices for our individual lives and for discovering new possibilities to assist the world to become a world that works for all. So we are so very glad that you have joined us this morning. I have a quick announcement because I don't know if you've ever heard of this before, but May 2nd, coming up here during this next week, is the National Day of Prayer. So why wouldn't we want to celebrate it, right? So the National Day of Prayer is an annual observance held on the first Thursday of May, inviting people to turn to God in prayer and meditation. It was created in 1952 by a joint resolution of the United States Congress and signed into law by President Harry Truman. In his book, Discover the Power Within You, Eric Butterworth says, "Prayer is not something we do to God, but to ourselves. It's not a position, but a disposition. It's not flattery, but a sense of oneness. It's not asking, but knowing. It's not words, but feeling. It is not will, but willingness." The theme for this year's 2024 National Day of Prayer is Lift Up the World, Light Up the World. So please join us as we collectively tune to God in meditation and prayer on Thursday, May 2nd, as well as, of course, every day of the year, but really powerfully, collectively together on May 2nd. May it be so, and so it is. And so it is. I would like to thank Carol Cross for her beautiful meditation today that expanded the container that our service will unfold within. Thank you so very, very much, Carol. And now I invite everyone, whether you're here or you're at home, to please join us as we sing our opening congregational song, You and Me, by Eddie Watkins, Jr.
Oh, yeah. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is.
You sounded marvelous. Hello, everybody. Eileen Proctor. I am a very happy member of the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living and happy to be giving today's messages. So, as you know, Wednesday evening services on Zoom throughout 2024 are called Beyond Sunday. And during the month of May, our beloved licensed practitioner, Carol Cross, is going to be facilitating the conversations that we are diving deeply into the inspiration of Karen Waldron's book, The Light Maker's Manifesto, How to Work for Change Without Losing Your Joy. In that book, she helps us to name the skills, the values, and the actions that bring us joy, to identify the causes that spark our empathy and concern, and then put it all together to change the world. With stories from around the world and wisdom from those leading movements for change, Waldron beckons readers towards lives of integrity, advocacy, conviction, and joy. By unearthing our passions and gifts, we learn how to joyfully advocate for justice, peace, and liberation. We learn how to become masters of light. And although reading the book is not required, I really encourage you to check it out. Join us again Wednesday, 7 p.m., Zoom only. The link is available on our website and also on our Wednesday newsletter. So please join us. And next, I would like to tell you that I'm on the wrong page, so hang on a second. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. There you go. Speaking of Carol Cross, there's still time to join her and everybody else for the Spring Journaling Workshop today, Blossom Within, a spring spiritual journaling workshop. And it's going to be right here at 4 Points at Sheridan in Morrisville, right after the service, 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Join us and her for the first in a series of 4 standalone workshops. Each one is inspired by a different season, and they are created by Carol herself. You'll get it nowhere else but the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. Woo! You'll learn why spiritual journaling is such a powerful tool for connecting our daily human experience, and you will have the higher knowledge of our inner divinity within you while designing a journaling practice that fits you and your lifestyle. Each individual workshop, just $30. Or if you really want to commit to your spiritual journaling, sign up for the entire Journaling Through the Season series, only $99. Everybody loves a bargain. That's your bargain of the day. The future workshop dates, put these in your calendar, June 9th, September 8th, and December 8th. There's time to get here after services. Please join Carol. You will not want to miss it. All right. Here is a chance to get your spirit on and to support TCSL at the same time. Spirit Speak Boutique is partnering with TCSL to make available a line of garments, long sleeve t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, and now, fanfare please, short sleeve t-shirts, because baby, it's getting hot out there. So you are going to be able to wear our logo. Can we zoom in on the logo? The logo on the front, and your choice of 10 different inspiring affirmations on the back. Well, whatever. I am blessed, it says, okay? And there are many others. Now, a portion of the sales is being donated back to TCSL. Any questions, feel free to reach out to, me, at spiritspeakboutique@gmail.com, or give me a call at 919-526-0206. Information also available on the giving page of our website. So in addition to showing pride of your spiritual center and amping up your spiritual energy, do you know where a great place to wear these garments will be? The retreat. Very good. Okay, it's our annual meditation retreat at the St. Francis Springs Prayer and Meditation Center. It's a spiritual oasis in Stoneville, North Carolina, and it takes place Friday, May 31st at 5 p.m. through Sunday, June 2nd at 3 p.m. How many of you have gone there before? It's amazing. It's community. It's spirituality. It's quieting the voices in your head. Yeah, all of those voices that are in your head. I don't want to get involved in your conversations with them, but it is an amazing few days. Everything's included: your room, your food, your friends, lots of activities, lots of nature. The all-inclusive cost for this amazing weekend is $325 for a double room, $425 for a single room. Now, registration for the retreat is now available with a $50 deposit to hold your space, but it closes on May 1st. You got like 4 days, guys, okay? So don't delay. The number of attendees is capped at 35, and we are nearing that number. So don't delay any further. Consider joining us. You will be very happy that you did. The last thing that I wanted to mention, last but not least, our annual Wise Women's Tea will be held on Mother's Day, Sunday, May 12th. Now, this is a unique opportunity for women of all ages to come together to share wisdom with each other. Sorry, guys, you'll have to get it from your wives, girlfriends, daughters, whoever. When you get home, this is a woman's only event. There will, of course, be tea, but there's also going to be small bites, fruit, cheese, and chocolate. I think I just got a few more people nodding their heads with the chocolate. The event will be here at 4 Points by Sheridan from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. So make it a plan to attend regular services in the morning, have lunch somewhere with your family, and come back to join us for this really fun and amazing event. But you need to register in advance at info@trianglecsl.org so we can plan for enough refreshments. And it is a gift to all of you lovely women out there from TCSL, so please take advantage of the gift that's being given. And speaking of gifts that are being given, on with the service. Have a wonderful Sunday.
Thank you so much for that, Eileen. Welcome, everyone. My name is Carol Cross. I'm a practitioner here. I'm not the only practitioner here. It may seem so by my name coming up so many times, but actually we have lots of people who are also out here supporting our center and supporting you all. But I am glad that I am the one who gets to be here today because we have a really special speaker. So that I'm excited about that. All right, the theme for the year 2024 is a grand rising. Our theme for the month of April is gentle giantness. Giant gentleness. It works either way. Reverend Linda's message is gentle cosmic-ness. So I am now going to read this community's purpose statement. This is our reason for being here. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God, the love intelligence that governs the universe. We are committed to not merely a theoretical understanding of our oneness and unity with God, but to consciously practice this truth in our everyday lives. Through celebration, service, study, and fellowship, we are committed to the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. With the energy of unconditional love, simply, we are here for God. Okay, so now is the part of the service where we kind of leave behind some of the businessy sort of things and really settle into the heart of the center. So I invite you to close your eyes for a minute and center yourself as we prepare to move into the truly sacred part of our service. All right, bring your attention back into your body. Open your eyes, because you don't want to miss this next part. And please join me in welcoming back Eileen Proctor to assist me with our ceremony of the blessing of all people. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors both the truth that we are all created by God out of the same God stuff, and that there is a multiplicity of divine emanations, each individualized and unique in their own way, as represented by this ceremony. Whether this is your first time with us, or your 1,000th time, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are in the room physically, or participating via technology, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether your soul is full of joy and possibility, or your heart is heavy, and your mind is consumed with troubles, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are brand new to the science of mind philosophy, or you've practiced it for a long time, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether your skin, eye, and hair color are a rich, dark shade, or you're the palest tint of color, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are a straight cisgender man or woman, or you identify with the LGBTQ plus community, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether your politics tend towards the red side or towards the blue side, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you were born and raised in this country, or you came here from a different land, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are married or single or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are in the first third of your life, the third third of your life, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you feel your connection with God is the driving force in your life, or you aren't even sure you believe in God, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Each and every color is beautiful, unique, and significant. They all combine together into an amazing whole. Thank you all for contributing your special vibration to today's service and to life itself. And so it is. Thank you so much, Eileen. All right, and so now I invite you to close your outer eyes while I say an invocation for today's service. And I'm seeing inside that inner rainbow that Eileen just put together, that all the colors of the world are inside me. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I know what that is telling me is that I am the same stuff as the rainbow, as the sun, as the air, as the planet, as each one of you, as is everyone, everything on this world. Because it all comes down to that gorgeous golden God stuff. That is who and what I am, who and what you are, who and what every atom on this planet is made of. And it is colorful because it is joy, and it is beauty, and it is peace, and it is love and abundance, wisdom, all good things. That is the truth of who and what I am and who and what you are. And that is always a magnificent place to stand. Because from that place, we create miracles. So I say a special word of blessing and thanks to the particular miracle workers today. Thanks to Heather and Matthew as they do their technological magic so that our community, our message, our service can be transmitted throughout space and throughout time. I say a word of blessing on Sandy Hemingway, our magnificent musician, who never fails to crack open our hearts. I say a word of blessing on Reverend Dusty, who loves us all, who is so committed to our service, to our community, and just demonstrates that every single day, but particularly on our Sunday services together. And I say a word of blessing on our special guest, our speaker, who has magnificent surprises in store for all of us. Finally, I say a word of blessing and thanksgiving for each and every one of you, all the individual lights that make up the rainbow of today's service. You may not see you on camera, but you are contributing your energy, your light, your color, your thoughts, your godness to make this a magnificent event. So thank you all. So I know that from that place, our service unfolds in utter perfection. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for this community. I'm so grateful for these teachings. So, having set these attentions into the realm of the divine, we'll let the divine do its thing by affirming this commitment with our words, and so it is. All right. So, the reading for today is Please Call Me by My True Names by Thich Nhat Hanh. And he says, don't say that I will depart tomorrow. Even today I'm still arriving. Look deeply. Every second I am arriving. To be a bud on a spring branch. To be a tiny bird with still fragile wings, learning to sing in my new nest. To be a caterpillar in the heart of a flower. To be a jewel hiding itself in a stone. I still arrive in order to laugh and to cry, to fear and to hope. The rhythm of my heart is the birth and death of all that is alive. I am the mayfly metamorphosizing on the surface of the river, and I am the bird that swoops down to swallow the mayfly. I am the frog swimming happily in the clear water of a pond, and I am the grass snake that silently feeds itself on the frog. I am the child in Uganda, all skin and bones, my legs as thin as bamboo sticks. And I am the arms merchant selling deadly weapons to Uganda. I am the 12-year-old girl, refugee on a small boat, who throws herself into the ocean after being raped by a sea pirate. And I am the pirate, my heart not yet capable of seeing and loving. I am a member of the Politburo with plenty of power in my hands, and I am the man who has to pay his debt of blood to my people, dying slowly in a forced labor camp. My joy is like spring, so warm it makes flowers bloom all over the earth. My pain is like a river of tears, so vast it fills the 4 oceans. Please call me by my true names, so I can hear all my cries and my laughter at once, so I can see that my joy and pain are one. Please call me by my true names, so I can wake up, and so the door of my heart can be left open, the door of compassion. And so it is. I told you we've got something great coming. But the perfect appetizer to Reverend Linda's talk is the magnificent music of Sandy Hemingway.
So this is a song by Daniel Nahmod. It's called Inside. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is sacred love. I will leave this day as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this day as it is, go inside to find my God. as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this day as it is, go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is cosmic stuff. I will leave this life as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this day as it is, go inside to find my God. Go inside to find my God. I'll go inside to find my God. Thank you.
Beautiful song, Sandy. Thank you so, so very much. You know, I love this community for probably a zillion different reasons that I could tell you about if we had the time. But I'm just going to mention this one in this moment, and that is our flexibility. About a month ago, or maybe a month and a half ago, I was told by 4 Points at Sheridan that we would not be able to have this room on this Sunday. And so I reached out to my good friend, Reverend Dr. Linda Reppond, and she was more than excited to be able to speak to our community today, which, of course, you know, she lives on the upper northwest, so this is the crack of dawn for her. So I'll have a little appreciation in your hearts because of that simple thing. But then we were told, no, that's not the case. Things switched up all of a sudden, and we couldn't be in the room last week, hence being only online. And now this week, we could be in the room. But the one that can't be in the room with us geographically is Reverend Dr. Linda Reppond. But she is with us through the magic of this beautiful technology that we now have, and so we're grateful for that. Reverend Dr. Linda Reppond lives in Ashland, Oregon, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, as a mostly retired CSL minister. While no longer working in a full-time ministry role, Dr. Linda remains a fierce advocate for young, emerging spiritual leaders as a mentor and a coach, as an honored elder at events, and chair of the Regeneration, which is the scholarship fund for young people entering ministry. That's a part of CSL. Dr. Linda was the founding minister of a place called the Launching Pad, a dedicated young adult church in Centers for Spiritual Living. For over 10 years, the Launching Pad, with locations in Berkeley, California, St. George, Utah, and Ashland, Oregon, served as a magnet for conscious young adults who chose to live in community and be supported in deepening a personal spiritual practice within a community of peers. Doesn't that sound amazing and really wonderful? Like I wish I was a young adult again so that I could go. Now, the vision for this ministry grew out of Dr. Linda's previous work as the managing director for International Youth and Family Ministries for CSL. A lifetime of working with teens and young people preceded Dr. Linda's entrance into ministry. She served as the director for the National Runway Switchboard, president of the National Network for Youth, and executive director for Seattle Youth and Community Services, Special Olympics in Washington, and countless other charities. Dr. Linda received a master's degree in consciousness studies at the Holmes Institute in San Diego. She received her Doctor of Ministry at the Pacific School of Religion in Berkeley, and she currently serves as the nominating council chair for Centers for Spiritual Living. Now, for me, the most important thing is she is my beloved, wonderful friend. Please welcome to the screen Reverend Dr. Linda Reppond.
Thank you, Reverend Dust. It is lovely to be here with you. I just want to start. My pronoun is her, and my ancestors come from Louisiana. My people on both sides of my family, most of all of my relatives are still there. But before that, my mother came from a background that mostly Scotland, and my dad and all people came from France, which you might hear in my voice. I'm partly glad to be with you because I've become a fan. I'm often listening to your services. In my world, that's like 7 o'clock in the morning when I'm getting dressed, getting ready to go do whatever I got to do. But I kind of get before I go give that really. And I that's why I was excited about getting to talk with you today. Also, I met a bunch of you at the Centers for Spiritual Living Convention a couple of months ago in Charleston, South Carolina, and got to hang out with you for part of the week. So anyway, I'm very, very happy to be here. It seems cool to me that we're wrapping up this whole month of talking about giant gentleness, which we have. This is the final Sunday of that. By talking about taking that to the cosmic level, the allness of the all level. And so that's kind of where we're headed today. It's like looking at the gentleness from the eyes of God. So what is God's kind of gentleness? Well, I could tell you it's butterflies. It's that soft, misty kind of rain that just kind of surrounds you. I'm a brand new grandmother, and I can tell you the smell of a baby's hair. Yes, that's God, and that's gentleness. Puffy clouds, the fuzz of a peach. It's a lot of those things that are in that really lovely Thich Nhat Hanh poem that we heard just a few minutes ago. It is the love that surrounds and sustains all of life, and it is goodness itself, and it's gentle. Unless it's not. Perhaps you have had a few experiences of like a divine kick in the butt, or punch in the gut, or some experience of life, and we say there's only God, so that experience of life is God too. It didn't feel so gentle. Is it just me? Maybe it's getting fired. Maybe it's a divorce. Maybe it's a financial upset. Maybe it's a death of a loved one. Sometimes it's hard for me to imagine God as gentle when those things are happening, because they just take my breath away. I've had all of those happen, actually. I guess I still want to say, I'll say it for myself rather than, tell you what is happening to you. But for me, I know in those moments, there actually was a gentle touch sometime before the big upset. And I probably just wasn't listening. It's kind of starts with a little like pay attention nudging. And then, that, all right, fine. And then the next thing that happens is I get a speeding ticket. Still not listening, still not paying attention. Then I get in an accident and hurt myself. Did it start as an accident? No, it was the not listening part. I think if you're willing to attune to a consciousness that says that everything that is unfolding in my life, A, is God, and B, is good, then my job becomes to find the good in whatever happens. And I think learn the lesson as much as possible to listen before it becomes a car accident. You know, to listen to that gentle nudging. That is the way that God operates. It is in vibrational tones, and if you're listening, they're small. They get bigger. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. They get bigger, but the essence of that is unfolding as good, and that's my job to figure out what about this is good. How do I learn from this? What is this experience here to teach me? Just some things to think about. In the larger world right now, life doesn't feel gentle. It feels, I don't know, it feels divisive. It feels ugly. It feels sometimes terrifying, sometimes aggravating. There is a world out there that I am unwilling to ignore. I'm not willing to dive into it either, but that there is in the world around us, in the Middle East, in just what we were talking about earlier in the service, the pro-Palestinian makes me anti-Jewish. Wait, how does that work? And we see that happening not just in the Middle East, we see it happening on our own college campuses. We're in a spirit of othering is what I call it, but divisiveness in our country. The likes of which I have not ever seen. I am told that there have been other times when our country was pretty divided, but this is more than I've ever seen. And I think we can all agree that we are now firmly in election season. This is a season that lasts longer than spring, summer, and fall because it's not going to be complete for a while. And at this moment, it seems to call for so much othering, so much, whose side are you on? Who are you voting for? And you don't even have to say, you can just wear the bumper sticker or the hat or whatever to let the world know in advance where you stand. And there seem to be a lot of people really determined to let the world know where they stand and to let the world around them know that if you're not with me, you're against me. I don't know, have you felt that? I feel it in my own family. It's and it's hard to be there for it. And I guess the first task in just seeing that experience of the world is recognizing that sometimes that whole thing, reading the news, watching the news, just paying attention, pulls me off center. Like I'm not grounded. I'm not seeing God in everything. I went down the rabbit hole. I got sucked into the story that's happening in the world. So I think the first job really is to pay attention and find a way to bring yourself back to center. How do you get back when it's, whether it's something happening in your life or something happening in the larger world, when you get jerked into reactiveness, how do you come back? I'm just going to tell you a couple of things in case you don't have an answer to that for yourself. One is, the song that Sandy just sang before this talk began, Go Inside. Just like turn my consciousness, just close my eyes to what's out there and bring it into an in here space. One way that I do that, and by the way, I'm in Santa Cruz this weekend at a retreat with lots of deep diving into archetypes and avatars and, purpose of life kind of stuff. And there's a practice in this retreat group that I've been with for some time now, where we do it with our breath. And you do it by, and this is ancient. This has actually been true for millennia. It's on the in breath, you do the yeah, and on the out breath, hey. That's actually the ancient name for God, Yahweh. And if you just breathe that in, the Yah on the intake and the way on the outtake, you don't have to actually say the words, just let your breath have that slight intonation to it. And 3 times consciously call the name of God with your breath. I don't know, for me it works every time. Just the trick of the trade. You want to get back to center right away. center your breath into God in whatever way you do it. The other is a phrase that got coined by our friend Reverend Darrell Jones, and I know he's our friend because I watched him speak at your church not very long ago, and he is a close friend of both mine and Reverend Dusty's. And at the recent convention, where she and he were both speakers, there was just a very big conversation going on. I'm not going to go into it because I know Reverend Dusty's talked about it several times, but it was just an important conversation in our organization that had been needed to happen for a very long time. And because it was Black History Month, and because we were in Charleston, all of the things conspired, and just it's time that there were some very powerful conversations about the othering that we have been doing in our organization to all kinds of people. And there was a open forum kind of conversation with the leadership, which was actually pretty amazing because they were completely undefended, like, talk to us. They weren't like trying to answer questions or show why that everything's, that you don't understand why I was doing what I was doing, that they didn't say anything. They just let all of that be in the room, and people shared. And so Darrell on his latest podcast was talking about this, and that there was a time when a white cisgendered man stood up and said, I don't know where to be anymore. I don't know how to be in this organization. I have no idea. I don't know all of this stuff that you're talking about, but I don't know how to be. And it was that kind of, the tone of the day was that kind of courageous conversation. But it just kind of lay there for a while. And after a while, an African-American woman stood up and said, I want to speak to that guy that said that a little while ago. And here's what I want to say to you. Please stay in the room. Please don't go. If I end up just talking to my people of color family and building my life that way, I don't get to expand. I need to know you in the same way you need to know me. Please don't go. Please stay. And Darrell has been talking about that kind of ever since. That notion of just staying in the room. Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps like me, you select what summer barbecues you're going to based on the politics of the family member that invites me or that I know is going to be there. And in my family, there's a few I would just skip, just like I don't need that. And I think that in our family is both religion and politics can light that fire. And for me, that's not staying in the room. That's not even going in the room. That's not leaving. That's not even going in. So I just want to ask you, in your family, in your community, in your work, in your affairs, who have you left the room on? And it's not just physically, this can be emotionally. You can physically be there and just be emotionally like, nope, not doing this. That's the same. Who in your life? And I suspect we all have somebody or somebodies that we have left the room on. Why? Because I get all tense and upset inside when I see that they believe the exact opposite of what I believe, and that what they want to, how they want to vote, and what they want to see the world do is so opposite of mine. It just makes me mad. I'm like, how did I decide that mad was going to be my response to that? Because the honest truth is, I do not understand positions that are so opposite of my own. I'm so righteous about my own positions. I don't really think about like how you got to make how you came to a conclusion that's so opposite of mine. I have spent most of my life not even being curious about that because I was so busy being right. So the thing that Reverend Darrell is talking about stay in the room is like, invite the conversation. Be willing to be with that difference and be willing to see it through cosmic eyes, but in a gentle way. Be willing to see that difference as the growing edge for both of you. And whatever I know for me, whatever positions I've taken in my life have often come from the life experiences that caused me a great deal of pain. I won't go into it here, but I have some. And I walked away from the religion of my childhood. I walked away from points of view that I couldn't hold my own in, or that I wasn't actually seen and honored in. And I did it for self-protection. I did it because I didn't know any better. I didn't have any idea how to reach, whatever. I did it for all the things that are like blah, blah, blah. But really the call here, as we become conscious of our oneness, our wholeness as a human race, is to see that person as my other me. You are my other me. You are personifying the shadow in me, perhaps. But I want to understand who you are. I want to understand how you got to be where you got to be. And all of us are complicated that way. All of us come at life from our wounds, our hardships, our misunderstandings, our lacking, all of those things that kind of happen to you as you're growing up, regardless of what family you grew up in. We've all got some different mix of those kinds of things that lead us to conclusions. And our conclusions can be quite different. So what would love do if I stayed in the room and didn't leave in a cosmic, gentle way? What would I do? Well, I think I would listen. I think I would be really listening for understanding, for commonality, for a place where there's an opening in that conversation where I can pour love. And that person may be in the position they're in because nobody's loved them to a different space. How's that for an idea? If my call, and I believe it is, if my call is to be love in the world, to embody that wholeness, that light, that Yahweh spirit in the world, how do I sustain it in the hard times? How do I get there when life seems not that way? In this retreat I'm in this weekend, this fabulous music director writes a lot of the music that matches the exercises. And we were singing a song last night, and the essence of the song, I'm not going to sing it to you, trust me, you don't want me to do that, was about I'm sowing seeds. We did it as it is. I'm sowing seeds and nothing came up. I'm sowing seeds and nothing came up. Sowing seeds and nothing came up. And then one day it all came at once. Thank you. There is I suspect your life, I know in mine, there are times when I feel like I am doing the work. I am sowing the seeds. I am being faithful. I am being deeply in that inner space, and nothing comes. And I keep doing it because I've vowed to do that as my life, and nothing comes. The call is to stay, is to simply stay, because it takes faith to say, I'm going to keep doing this because I do believe it's all going to come, until that day that it does. The universe is waiting to bless us. I was just listening to the audiobook of The Alchemist again. And Santiago, the shepherd boy, meets Melchizedek, the wizard. And Melchizedek says to him, and which gets repeated by other magical beings throughout the book, when you want something with all your heart, the universe conspires to give it to you. I love that, because I do actually believe that the seeds that we're sowing with pure love and intention for peace, for wholeness, for healing, for abundance, for ourselves, for the world, for everybody, those seeds are being planted. I guess I suspect you all know this, but the multiverse is much bigger than we can possibly imagine. We are part of a cosmos that is way beyond this solar system. That is like, we call God infinite. That's what that is, infinite. That it is that universe is infinite, and it is alive. It is a vibrational universe, and I have believed that for a long time, and now science is saying I was right, so that's good. I didn't do it based on science, but I did it on the basis of my heart experience, that there is a resonance and a responding in the whole world to love, to caring, to wholeness. And it's part of how in this teaching in Science of Mind, we actually do physical healing, because we hold that vibration of wholeness and we bless the person that is asking for that with that optimal template of health. And they receive it and get better. It doesn't happen every time, but happens a lot. But that's what it's about. That's what that is. So the universe, the alive, vibrant universe that comes down to at every level, including at the bacteria level and moving out into the multiverse. This is what we say when we say it's all God. All that is God. Whew. That feels very big to me. It feels like, well, actually, it calls me to see that I actually am a cosmic being, that I'm made of stardust. We are made of stardust. And I'm not just saying that to you because I'm in Santa Cruz, California, where they say that kind of thing a lot. It is the truth. If you look at at our biological makeup, we are made of the same stuff as the earth itself, as the stars, like the same in different quantities of those properties, those physical properties. We are that in form. That's why we say God is infinite, because at every level, that is true. So what does that mean? It means in the world of standing as a cosmic gentle being, what can I do, little old me, to change that vibrational direction in the world? And I just want to say, we can do something. We can do something because it is a vibrational universe. So would you do a little exercise with me? Just close your eyes for a second and bring to mind watching the news, if you've done that in the last few days, and if not, just imagine what that would be. If you're missing it, there's a war or 20 wars going on. There are a trial or 20 trials going on. There's major protests happening on our college campuses all across this country. There's a lot happening. So let all of the ugliness of that and the frustration and the darkness of that come into your mind. And then in your mind's eye, I just invite you to take all of that stuff and just bring it together into a little ball, or maybe it's a big ball, but into an energetic ball. And if you want to use your hands to do that, just see yourself bringing all that together into a space as a ball. Are you there? Once you're there, just allow your heart to open to that ball, that energetic ball in front of you. Hold it out in front of you. Just open your heart and allow yourself to love all of that mess. All of that mess. Allow a spirit of love to flow out of your heart, surround that ball of stuff, and pour love into it, and more love into it, and light into it, and more light into it. Allow yourself to love it. And put yourself in there too. Include loving yourself as part of that. It's our job. It's a glorious job. So just give thanks for the opportunity to bless the world. We just did that. Bring yourself back. It's that easy. It's that easy to bring our consciousness into a vibrational universe because it responds to every vibration, and it does it across time and space. It does it, it grows as we collectively do it. It's one of the reasons we come together on Sunday morning so that we can collectively be that light, share that light, expand that light. That's what we do. Because it matters. And it does make a difference. And I can tell you from my own life, I think you can tell me from your own life, many stories of the times when prayer changed something, when the vibrational shift changed something, and things began to move in a different direction just because it works. Prayer works, and it works at that vibrational level. That's the gentleness that I believe we are called to be that light and hold it and shine it gently, kindly in the places where love is being called for. We can feel that there's a pull that says, I need. That's the place where we get to shine that light. Join me in prayer. So once again, we just turn within and allow that infinite love to inform every cell of our body, recognizing that I am that wholeness that is God, that pure light of spirit is lighting up every cell of my body, every emotion, every thought. I am filled with that wholeness of all of life, that goodness, that love that is God. It is the truth of who I am. And I know that it is the truth of every person that is hearing my voice. We are each expressions of that divine light, nothing less. We are the wholeness of God. We are the fulfillment of all that God is. And it is expressing itself through us. It's using our voice, our hands, our feet to express itself in the world and in the multiverse worlds. We are the gift. And so in this very moment, I just simply open my heart and pour it out and trust that the universe is taking it to every place where it is being called for. That from my heart straight to whatever place or situation that is, I'm going to trust that God's big enough to figure out how to get it there. I'm just going to do the pouring it out. And I invite you to join me in just pouring your heart into the love of the world, the love of the multi-worlds, the healing of all that is calling for love. And then turning that same energy within, I allow that pure light of love to love myself, to forgive myself, to wash clean the stories that I've told about myself, to keep myself in my separateness. I allow all the light to wash all that away. And I simply stand in pure God love. That is so good. So I know this, I call this, I see it as done for every person in this service. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. Thank you.
Beautiful message, one that is good for all of us to hear. So thank you so very much for being that voice in the room today. It is now time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. And this is the time every week when we offer financial support to this community to assist us to continue to be a beacon of light and warmth and love in the Greater Triangle area. Together, we affirm the truth that today's offering lifts this spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and adds to the energy of sufficiency on the planet. There are 3 ways that you can give, and they're here on your screen or on your screen at home. You can visit our website at trianglecsl.org. You can text the word give using the following number, 919-629-9148, or you can mail your gift to our office at PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina 27519. So I now invite you to place your heart or your hand over your heart and have an affirmation for yourself or for our community. And we'll do our offering affirmation in a call and response. I live in an abundant universe that blesses and prospers my life. I give with gratitude, knowing that God is my source. And so it is. As the baskets are being passed around, please welcome the amazing, the talented, the wonderful Sandy Hemingway.
Thank you. This is a song I wrote about 10 years ago. It's called End Believe. As I am, as I breathe, I can make, I can dream in my mind. I can see, I can make my destiny. I believe. In my heart, there's a beat. I'm a part of something sweet in my soul. I can feel that my God is oh so real. I believe. There is doubt sometimes, so I pray that I will find the perfect note, the perfect line, the perfect word, the perfect rhyme. And then I let go my control, open up my soul and believe. Thank you.
Oh man, like, can you believe that that man writes so well, sings so well, and plays the piano so well? Thank goodness for you. He is our gentle giant musician. Thank you so much for being part of our family. Okay, so if anyone would like prayer, please go to our website at trianglecsl.org. On the homepage, there's a button in the upper right-hand corner. Click on. I'm still getting over the song. Click on that button and fill in the request form. We will get that prayer and send it out to all the ministers and practitioners, and you'll have the prayer team on your side. If anyone would like to dedicate a flower dedication to anyone for anything, please contact Heather Abbott at info@trianglecsl.org or Reverend Dusty at dustyripplemeyer@yahoo.com. All right, so this is your last chance at our April affirmations. So it is time to give it all you got. Please stand, raise your vibrations that way. It is a call and response, so I will go first and then say it with meaning. As of today, I affirm that I am building a culture of giant gentleness.
As of today, I affirm that I am building a culture of giant gentleness.
A culture where I am comfortable in my own skin.
A culture where I am comfortable in my own skin.
A culture where I'm allowed to mess up without it being the end of the world.
A culture where I'm allowed to mess up without it being the end of the world.
A culture where I love myself more often than not.
A culture where I love myself more often than not.
Here in this world, I get to be who I authentically am.
Here in this world, I get to be who I authentically am.
I am called to share and shine this gentleness into every relationship and every arena I am in.
I am called to share and shine this gentleness into every relationship and every area I am in.
As I do so, I take awareness, compassion, gratitude, and love to new levels and new heights.
As I do so, I take awareness, compassion, gratitude, and love to new levels and greater heights.
And all is well.
And all is well.
And so it is.
So it is.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Please sit down. Well, you can stand if you want, but I'm going to say our benediction. And I am just so very grateful for today's services. Those of you all who were in during the meditation knows that Reverend Linda spoke exactly to the issue I've been struggling with in my meditations this week. So thank you, Reverend Linda. And because we are all connected, because we are all one, I know that that is the truth for everyone who is involved in this service. That we heard what we needed to hear, we got what we needed to get, and we are now going out into the world and spreading it, sowing those seeds. And that is how we are building a world that works for everyone. So thank you, God. Thank you, everyone involved. Thank you for this teaching. Just thank you. I know that we are all transformed because of today's service. And so we turn it over to the law that always says yes with our words, and so it is.
Thank you all so very much for being here or for inviting us into your homes. It's been a wonderful day. Thank you very much, Sandy, for your beautiful music. Thank you, my friend Linda, for your beautiful message. And thank you to our community. I love you all. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.